Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone. How are you? I see a lot of you have joined already. Really sorry we joined 3 minutes late because of some technical issue. I see Simran is there, Siddharth, Shreya is there, Hitesh, Radhika, Raghavan, Anuradha, Nilabjo, Sonika is there, Yedukondlu is there, Reni, Etha is there, Karthik. Karthik has two good mornings, okay, and Namrata is there, Panditi is there. How are you guys? First of all, really sorry for canceling the previous class. Had some personal stuff to do. Couldn't skip that. But really thank you for everyone who's joining now. Oh, Sriram, I skipped the last session as well. And if you go and check the schedule now, right? So the last class on Thursday was cancelled, and that class probably we have shifted to 28th of August, which will be a Sunday. So earmark your calendars, right? Note it down somewhere probably. The schedule remains the same, only the last class is now shifted to 28th of August, which will be a Sunday, right? Rest everything remains the same. I am good, Janish. I'm good. How about you? Radhika, Himanshu has joined. Gennady, how are you? Alif is there. Aditi is there. Shiva is there. Awesome. Okay, so before we start today's session, so the agenda for today's session are like we have two agendas. The number one agenda is we will practice a live case scenario, what you expected to get in your examinations, okay? The kind of case scenario you can expect in your examinations, we will solve that live today. I will solve that with you to understand how do you read a case scenario, how do you identify the concept, and how do you earmark that. What do I have to understand from this case to write or select the correct option? Okay, we'll do that. For 30-40 minutes, we'll focus on that. The second part of today's session will be chapter number 4. We will start with chapter number 4, which is a super duper interesting chapter because that is happening every single day. What is happening right now? Now, Tesla buying another company, Apple buying this company, Microsoft buying LinkedIn, or this company buying that company, Tata buying all these companies, Tata buying Air India, then this company, Reliance buying Future Group. Why is this happening? Why are these companies buying other companies? Why are these companies expanding? What is the strategy? We will study all those concepts, all those strategies with recent news examples. So I'll keep giving you the recent examples that we have done, right? And probably that is what we'll do. Oh yes, you got the time to cover other topics as well. That is right. No, it's not on 20. There are two on 25th. Shouldn't be the case, Shiva. We will never have two sessions of strategic management on the same day. There will be one on 28th. Rest everything remains the same. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Every Tuesday and every Thursday till 15th of September. But just one class on 28th of August, which is a Sunday. Right? Do check that schedule. Awesome. So I'll just pause here for 2 minutes and ask if you have any questions from chapter 1, 2, and 3. Any concept, any doubt, anything that you feel I need to re-explain, anything you need examples for, kuch live example chahiye, kuch nahi samajh aaya hai, do let me know in the next 2 minutes and let us solve that before we go on to our practice of case scenario and chapter number 4 today, right? I'll pause here for 2 minutes to hear from you all. Any questions, any thoughts, any doubts you want to give a feedback, this is what we should do, or anything that's coming to your head. There is a schedule. So probably, Shiva, you can go to BOS Live. On the top right, you will see schedule. You can go and see the schedule there, right? It's a long PDF that will open, and you can see schedule for all the classes. Just search for strategic management or just search my name, which is there on the screen right now, which is also there on the screen, right? You can go and search my name in that PDF and you will see when all probably are my sessions, which is strategic management. Sure, Another chapter 3 class notes. I think I'll be uploading because I had to clean all these markings, right? Last time you guys said the marking is confusing. I'll just clean all these markings and upload, right? Ajka, I'll upload this case, chapter 3, and chapter 4 also I'll upload today only. Even if you do not complete, I'll upload that entire PPT. for your reference. Awesome. Sure, Shiva, I'll check that. No questions, no doubts. That's fantastic. That means we are on the right track. I'm giving you nice examples and everything is clear. Or you guys are typing, like it's a long question or something. If you do not have any questions, managing linkages, okay? Any other question? Taken that, and I'll come to that. I just wait for other people so that I make a list and then we'll very quickly go through all these questions. Taken any questions is what do you mean by managing linkages? You're talking about value creation, right? Value chain analysis. Sure, we'll do that. Any other concept, clarity that you need? Difference between multinational versus transnational? Sure. So what are the key success factors? Is this lecture on chapter 4? This will be chapter 4 plus a practice. Yes and another. What are key success factors? Okay, cool. Got it. Okay, so let's start with managing linkages. Okay, so managing linkages is basically telling you about how do you manage your environment where you're creating value. Okay, so managing linkages means if you are very strong in your HR policies, if you have really talented pool of people, they should get the right technology to innovate, right? So if you have brilliant engineers in your company, you have brilliant chartered accountants in your company as employees or as directors or vice presidents or CEO, CFO, you also need to give them that kind of technology, that kind of access to funding, that access to resources within the company so that they can take your company to next level, right? So managing linkages for value creation is that different functions. We saw primary and secondary activities. We saw external factors कि vendor के साथ how are your linkages, customers के साथ आपके linkages कैसे हैं. You can be a fantastic company, right? Your product can be one of the top products in the country. But if you do not manage your linkages with the vendors or your customers or the government or within your organization across functions, the value creation will not be there, right? So managing linkages simply means that you have to build relations within the organization and outside the organization, right? Unless you have friends, unless you have network, your value creation will not be sustainable. It will not sustain for a longer period of time, right? That is the simple thing that it means. Okay, cool. I think my chat needs to refresh. Just give me 1 second. Where is my chat? Got it. Got it. Okay, so this is the chat. So next question was multinational versus transnational, right? That is what the question was. Okay, now in simple terms, what is multinational? Multi means many, national means countries. Okay, nations means countries. So multinational is a company which has operations across the globe, right? Different countries. कहीं पे manufacture, Indonesia में manufacture होते हैं, India में बेचते हैं. India में manufacture होता है, we sell in Singapore, we sell in Thailand, we sell in China, we sell to European countries, to we sell to Spain, we sell to Italy. That is a multinational company, right? Transnational is basically a more complex form of business, right? So basically, one of the significant advantages of a transnational company is that they're able to maintain greater responsiveness to their environment across the globe, right? Which means transnational are basically which are very close to their own home country. The operations are across, but transnational companies have the base business is in their own country. They have very strong power in their own homeland, right? Do you understand that? That what is the difference between a multinational and a transnational, right? Sure. Okay. Key success factors. Key success factors are very critical factors that you need to have or ensure to be a successful business, right? Key success factors, KSFs, right? Key success factors are those. Is this the first lecture in chapter 4? Yes, we will start chapter 4 today. That is right. Value chain analysis. First, that is what I'm saying. Your functions should be in a chain. Value chain analysis. Customer के लिए value कब create होगी? When you have a value creation within your company, right? Fantastic group of engineers, fantastic group of people, but उनको technology नहीं दे रहे हो, right? It's like how Indian sports has been. Now it's changing. But we have a lot of talent in India, right? बहुत लोग हैं जो अच्छा sports खेलना चाहते हैं, but facility नहीं है. They're not getting the kind of facility or the kind of funding from the government or support from the general public like us. We also just want to see cricket and football, right? हम लोग को badminton देखना ही नहीं है, tennis देखना ही नहीं है, और XYZ. So many sports, we don't want to see that. So this is value chain analysis at the core. सब लोग को मिलके एक value create करनी है, so that the particular thing becomes big or starts creating value for the country. Now, sports can create value for the country, but it needs access to resources, support from the government, support from the general public, then support from media houses, news channels ko dikhana chahiye. So an overall environment, all the functions have to come together to create that value. That is value chain analysis, right? Awesome. Sure. Okay, so transnational there is a conflict between what we can call as a transnational versus a multinational. Okay. Now, where you will get confused is multinational में क्या होता है? Multinational, I'll give you an example. I think I switched the definition. Let me come back on that. So multinational means a company which has a home location and it goes and does business in different countries. Okay. Now understand this very carefully. Multinational is home country में बहुत बड़ी company है और दूसरी countries में जाके it does business like Wipro, like TCS, like Infosys. These are multinational companies, MNCs हैं ये. Or like Goldman Sachs, which is a US की company and it is doing business in different countries. Or like a big American Express or a MasterCard, right? US की company है. So you know it's a US की company and it does business across the globe, right? You know it's a US key company. But transnational is where you do not have a home country. Okay, I think I gave you the switch definition, but the correct definition is transnational is a company which does not have a home location. Across the globe equally hai, right? Across the globe equally hai. It's an international company which does not necessarily have a home location. For example, MDH Masale. MDH Masale is an Indian company which also sells in Africa, which also sells in US, Europe, Japan, Australia, China, Northeast Asia, Southeast Asia, har jagah bechte hain. It's a MNC because we know it's an Indian company. But a transnational, there are very few transnational companies, to be honest, right? What I can think of, I don't know, like probably Honda wanted to switch to a transnational because Honda is coming from Japan, okay? But we generally do not think of it as a Japanese company, okay? Honda has slowly and steadily become a transnational company, wherein even though it is from Japan, we generally do not link it to Japan. Wow, I think the electricity at my place, we are back. Okay, so transnational means that a company does not necessarily have a home location, right? It does business across the globe, but does not have a home location per se, like Honda, which is not entirely a transnational company, but is trying to be a transnational company, right? Okay. Tata Motors is an MNC or TNC. It's an MNC because Indian company hai. Human resource manager's role is significant in building up core competency of the firm. Absolutely, yes. If your talent pool, if the kind of people in your company are super smart or super efficient, it's a value creation for you, right? Got it. And it becomes a core competency at the end of the day. Indian engineers are going to other countries just because there's no good infrastructure. Absolutely, that they value human power. And India is not able to create that value because there are no resources and opportunity. Now it's increasing like anything, But as a trend basis, we do not have had such great opportunities in India, but now we have many opportunities, right? Big fours are more like transnational, right? That's a good one, Sneha. Big fours like KPMG, EY, right? EY hai, KPMG hai, Deloitte hai. These can be a classic example of transnational, right? They can be a very good example of transnational. That's a good one, Sneha. Thanks for helping me, right? McDonald's and Shell are transnational. I think so. Mostly yes. So what is happening is these big companies want to get away from their tag of US की company. They want to be a company of that जहाँ पे जाके काम करे वहीं के बन जाना है, right? When in Rome, be like Romans. That is what a transnational company does. जिस country में जाते हैं वहीं के हो जाते हैं, right? Multinational means company that have integrated systems, while transnational means the company having area of operations in various locations, but they're independent of each other, right? That is what I'm saying. Transnational is जिस country में जाते हैं वहीं के हो जाते हैं. That is transnational. Multinational is एक country के हैं और बाकी countries में business करते हैं, right? So that is the major difference. कि transnational is जहाँ जाते हैं वहीं के हो जाते हैं. Okay, awesome. McDonald's can be transnational. अभी अपने को डोसा बर्गर भी मिलता है. We also get आलू टिक्की. बाहर ये सब नहीं मिलता. You will not get आलू टिक्की in US or Dubai, right? You will only get आलू टिक्की, डोसा बर्गर, butter chicken burger only in India. Home location means कहाँ की company? Like Wipro is an Indian company which also has business in all the countries, like 50 plus countries में उसका business है. और Walmart is a US company जिसका business पूरे world में है, right? Home location उसकी US है. Infosys, Wipro की home location India. Coca-Cola is TNC. Google says it's a TNC. Probably it will be then. But Google हमेशा सही नहीं होता because someone is writing on Google, like me, like you. But ठीक है, it makes sense. If it falls under the definition, then it's fine. Exactly, that's what they're saying. जहाँ जाते हैं वहाँ के हो जाते हैं transnational, so that they can cover that market. Awesome. 20 minutes of open discussion. I thoroughly enjoyed these sessions because you're able to talk to you guys, solve things that even I learned. So Big Four is a transnational. I got that help from you guys, so thank you for that. Right? Let us quickly, without wasting much time or using much time, go to the next thing that we have to do, which is a practice. Okay. Now, how I want to do that? Sriram, I'll come to your question. Let's get into the session first, and then I'll come to your question. So what we'll do today is we are going to practice a case scenario. On your screen, I will show you the case scenario, and we have 4 questions. Okay, we have 4 questions, and we will practice live. So for the next 10 to 12 minutes, I will just give you the screen to read the case scenario. Read the case scenario very carefully, like note down anything that you want to from the case scenario. This is what a concept can be, right? This is what I want to understand. I think this is a concept, this can be asked. Read the case scenario very patiently, very carefully, and then we'll go straight to the questions. Okay. So let us start with the practice. I'll come to that. Smita, strategic moves of the rivals, noted. And Aditi's question is also noted. While you guys read the case scenario, I'll solve your questions. We'll use the time. Okay, cool. So here is the case scenario on your screen. This is page 1 of 2. Once you have read page number 1, I will go to page number 2. Tell me that you have read page number 1. When majority people say, I'll go to page number 2. Okay. Read the case very carefully. Okay. You can, Karthik. पहले questions पढ़ के कर सकते हैं, but अभी it is difficult. मैं पहले question दिखाऊंगा तो आपको answer पता चल जाएगा. Cool. Read the case carefully while I answer some questions that our friends have shared. Multinational company means company that has integrated area of operations, different people that are independent. Absolutely, Sriram. I think that's a fair definition. That is right. Okay, Smita. The question is, sure. Anuradha, I'll upload this case scenario also. I'll upload it. Smita's question is strategic moves of the rivals. So what happens, Smita? आप एक चीज, आप एक प्लान करते हो, लेट्स से यू आर अ मैन्युफैक्चरर ऑफ बिस्किट्स, ठीक है, आप बिस्किट्स बनाते हो एंड यू कम अप विद अ न्यू स्ट्रैटेजी कि यार अभी बिस्किट हमारा 10 रुपए का है एंड आई डोंट सी अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल बाइंग माई बिस्किट. व्हाट इफ आई स्टार्ट सेलिंग 2 पैकेट्स फॉर 15 रुपीज. आपने कहा एक 10 रुपए का है और बहुत ज्यादा कंपटीशन है मार्केट में, वाई डोंट आई क्लब, एक बड़े पैकेट्स आते हैं, आपने देखा होगा मोनाको के या पार्ले जी के. व्हाट दे डू इज एक बड़ा पैकेट बना देते हैं जिसमें 2 या 3 they give 2-3 slabs of biscuits, right? Now why do they do that? This is a strategic move कि हमारा माल ज्यादा बिकेगा. They will start selling more biscuits to the consumer, right? And also get 5 more rupees. पहले 10 रुपए का था, 15 का बेच पा रहे हैं because they're adding another brick of biscuits. Now दिस, अब आपका जो सामने राइवल है या कंपटीशन है वो बेवकूफ तो है नहीं, वो भी देखेगा अच्छा ये 2 बिस्किट्स बेचने लगे 15 रुपए में. व्हाट दे विल डू, दे विल स्टार्ट सेलिंग 3 स्लैब्स एट 20 रुपीज. वो 20 रुपीज में 3 दे देगा कि लो कस्टमर को मैं और ज्यादा बेचता हूँ और सस्ते में, राइट? नाउ दिस इज स्ट्रेटेजिक मूव्स ऑफ राइवल्स. इट इज वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू एंटिसिपेट कि आपके कंपटीशन हाउ विल दे रिएक्ट टू योर स्ट्रेटजी. And this is what strategic moves of rivals means, which is very difficult to anticipate. कि सामने वाला कैसा रिएक्ट करेगा, सामने वाला आपकी स्ट्रैटेजी को तोड़ेगा या उससे हार जाएगा. It's very difficult to identify, but it doesn't mean you do not compete or you do not make or you do not act smart. It means that you have to be very careful and you have to be very reactive and proactive. Right? That is what we studied in chapter 1. Proactive और reactive होना जरूरी. What is top down, bottom and triple bottom? Okay, so what happens is top down means कि top down approach, ऊपर से शुरू करते हैं और नीचे चलते हैं. That means the CEO tells कि this is what I want my company to be. Then he or she tells that to the directors. Each director of the function, finance director अपनी पूरी टीम को बताते हैं this is what the CFO wants and this is how we want to achieve it. The sales head says this is what the CEO wants, this is how we'll achieve it. Then the middle level managers go and tell their teams this is what the company, this is what the corporate wants and this is how we will achieve it. Then the middle managers go to the real people who are working or the senior executives or the executives in the company and they're going and telling them that boss, this is what the company wants and this is your job, this is your task, this is what I want you to do, right? It's a top down approach. ऊपर से आइडिया आता है, नीचे जाके उसको एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं. What is bottom up? Bottom up is the people at the base level, they tell what is the problem, this is what the problem we are facing, this is how we want to solve it, right? Now they give feedback to their manager. Manager collects that feedback and sends to the senior managers. Senior manager अपने सारे managers का collate करते हैं, tells it to the CFO कि finance people are telling कि बहुत slow process है, there is no technology, we want better laptops, we want better softwares, हम other than manual काम करते रहते हैं, हम लोग को और अच्छा software चाहिए, we want to invest in technology in finance, we want to digitize our payment, we want to improve our banking system, we want to improve our payment system. ऊपर जाता है, bottom up, right? Triple bottom is a new concept. I'll come to that after the case scenario. It's a very interesting concept, but hold down to what is top down and bottom up, right? You understand what is top down and bottom. Triple bottom case scenario के बात करेंगे. I have a great example. Okay. Cool. Next page. Can we go to the next page, please? If you have studied or read this, I think it's a very small thing. Let's wait for another 10 seconds, guys. For others who are listening to my explanation, we'll just give them 10-15 seconds more, and then we'll go to page number 2. Awesome. The case scenario is interesting, and this is exactly what you will get in the exam. Okay, exactly same cheese exam. Not this one, but the touch and feel, the look and feel, the theme of the case scenario essay. एकदम सेम उठा के दे देंगे तो क्या फायदा है? But you get a context, what to expect in examination, and that is what my idea for this practice was. Awesome. Let's go to page number 2. The page number 2 is on your screen. Page number 2 is on your screen. Read it very carefully. Tell me when you have read. We will go to question number 1. Can we go to the questions? Can we go to the questions if you have read this? If you have read the case, can we go to the questions? Publicity is usually free. It's always free. Sure, Raghavan, niche marketing kya hota hai? What is niche marketing? Niche marketing is very focused, closed marketing, right? I only want, so I'll tell you what niche marketing means. Rolex, aati hai, right? Have you ever seen Lamborghini or Ferrari giving ads on TV? They don't, right? Ferrari TV pe ad nahi deti hai. Ferrari gives ads in magazines, which are very luxury magazines, right? Which only the specific people who can buy a Ferrari read. TV पे ad करेंगे तो पैसा waste है, because the general people like you and me probably right now cannot buy a Ferrari. Probably in 20-30 years we can. But अभी हम लोग TV देख रहे हैं, general public across the globe watching a television at home, like 99% people cannot own a Ferrari. So doing an advertisement on television for Ferrari is a wastage of money. So what they do a niche marketing. That means very focused marketing to their own customers. Okay, niche market का भी मतलब वही होता है. And niche marketing is done to attract people in the niche market. Niche means basically the very focused group of prospective customers. Okay, we are going to the questions in another 5 seconds, right? We're going to the questions in another 5 seconds. We're going to the questions in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. The first question is on your screen. Answer it. Niche also means comfortable environment. By niche ki definition it can, but not necessarily it is comfortable. It can be challenging also, right? So niche can also be a challenging market. But as per English definition, niche means the area of your comfort. But for businesses, niche means the area of your expertise or the area you want to focus on. Okay. The question is on your screen. Read it carefully. You want me to go back to the case scenario? I'll go back to the case scenario if you want to refer. I'm okay with that. Read the question and answer. Niche or prime means they are very important. Okay. Aditi, your niche or prime means they're very important for the business. Prime means such a top pair, most important. Exactly, that is right, Sneha. That is right. I have started receiving some answers and I have a mixed bag of answers. Somebody says vision, a few of you are saying mission. I also see people giving answer as business definition. Let us see what is the right answer. I'm happy that you guys are confused. Yahi to karna tha. Yahi to karna tha. That's you guys are completely confused and I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it. Right? As per Peter Drucker, it is important to have a meaningful answer to the question, what business are we in? Through Averages, the company answered the following as we offer tasty health for our teens, right? Among which of the following does this statement fall? The correct answer is mission. Okay, the correct answer is mission. Why? As per Peter Drucker, when we have to answer what business are we in, the answer should be marketing oriented and should cater to external perspectives, and that forms part of mission statement. Right? मैं के आपको study material से उठा के दे दिया definition. Okay. Peter Drucker says when we have to answer what business are we in, the answer should be marketing oriented and should cater to external perspective, and that forms part of mission statement. What business are we in is always mission statement. It's always mission statement. Okay, it's always mission statement. There is no other alternative. The correct answer is mission, and I am not. It is not business definition. Business definition is how we do what we do. Okay. Now understand this very carefully. Vision kya hai? What we want to achieve. Mission is what business do we do? How do we want to achieve that? Okay. How do we want to achieve? What is that we do? Main karta kya hu business. That is my mission statement. Your business definition is how do you do what you're doing? Jo aapka business hai, you are in the business of offering tasty health to the teens. That is your mission. What is your vision? Your vision can be your vision could be to be one of the biggest health drinks company in the world. That is your vision. Right now, कैसे करोगे उस vision को पूरा? उस vision को पूरा करोगे by offering tasty health to the teens. By offering tasty health to the teens, you will achieve your vision. So this becomes your mission. But what is a business definition? Business definition is how are you going to offer tasty health to your teens? That is your business definition, right? How are you going to offer tasty health to your teens? That is your business definition, which tells you business definitions. Business definition is I have 4 drinks, right? मेरे पास guava flavor है, apple flavor है, this flavor, blackcurrant flavor, and I sell it at 20 rupees. I sell it at this in this market. I will sell. I'm selling and I want to sell. That is business definition. And what is business model? Business model is how do you earn money out of this business? Profit kaise kamate, right? So that is why it's a mission statement. It's part of mission and not business definition. What business are we in it's going to project to the customers, to the external people कि भाई करते क्या हो, आवा जूस करता क्या है. They are offering healthy drinks to the teens, right? That is a mission. इनका mission है कि जवान बच्चों को tasty drinks, healthy drinks पहुंचानी है. ये इनका mission है. That is why that's a mission statement, right? Absolutely. Business definition is more about what are you doing for this mission, right? आप इस mission के साथ आप अपना business कैसे define कर रहे हो कि इस market में मैं हूँ, these are my variety of juices I'm producing, this is the market where I want to be. So this is the kind of thing that comes into business definition, right? This is what business definition would be. Next question on the screen. Next question on the screen. Next question is on your screen, boys and girls. What is the answer? The processes have been standardized as a strategy to improve margins and gain more negotiation power in the market. Okay. Which of the generic strategies by Michael Porter has the company deployed to create a favorable scenario for itself? Again, I have mixed answers and I'm happy. I want you guys to be confused. I want you to question your syllabus. I want you to question your preparation, right? Confident ho jaoge to maza hi nahi. Okay. Again, couple of you are saying focus differentiation. A few of you say differentiation. I have answers from cost leadership also. People are saying cost leadership also. Okay, differentiation, cost leadership, focus cost leadership. Then I have all the options now. Okay, I have all the options now, and this is fantastic. Let us read the question carefully again. The processes have been standardized as a strategy to improve margins and gain more negotiation power in the market. Okay, having standardized. Why? To gain more negotiation power in the market. Which of the generic strategies by Michael Porter has the company deployed to create a favorable scenario for itself? We have not studied this chapter. Okay? I think this is chapter number 5, but this will give you a fair idea of what to expect. इसीलिए डाल दिया. Even when we have not done chapter 5 anyway, because probably I think you guys have studied or you guys know these concepts, right? It's more about we are revising or we're learning in this session. So it's okay. If you don't know, then also it's okay. We are going to cover this in chapter 5. But the correct answer for this is focused cost leadership. Okay, why? This is chapter number 5. Focused cost leadership as standardization ensures low cost of production. Okay, standardization ensures low cost of production, thus making the business more profitable. To improve margins, profit ज़्यादा कमाना है. The idea is to improve margins, that is to increase profitability, making the business more profitable. कैसे? Standardization करके. Standardize कर देंगे, cost कम हो जाएगी. Like McDonald's is standardized, KFC standardized, Big Bazaar standardized. Everything you know कहाँ से उठाना है. A customer goes into a Big Bazaar, a customer goes into a D-Mart, a customer goes into a Vishal Mega Mart. They enter, अपने आप ट्रॉली लेता है, खुद सामान डालते हैं, and they reach the cash counter themselves. They do not, everything is standardized. खुद कर रहे हैं कस्टमर सब कुछ. दो लोग पूरे शोरूम में, it's like a 2000 square feet showroom, and just two people are there to help like 100 customers. Standardization की वजह से cost कम हो जाती है, and that ensures better margins, more profits, right? Award more negotiation power to the customer, right? And the market for our juice is niche. Understand this. अभी पढ़ा है that the market for our juice is niche, right? It's a niche market. Okay. Now, targeted at an increasing immunity for young teenage girls. Young teenage girls, बहुत ही niche market है, focused market है. It's a focused market. सारे बच्चों को नहीं बेचना है. I don't want to sell it to every kid. I only want to sell it to young teenage girls. I only want to sell it to young teenage girls. It's a focused market. Focused strategy है. Focused strategy है और मेरे को cost कम करके competition से जीतना है. The strategy being used here is focused cost leadership. Okay. Now, Neelabjo, you get the answer. Why focused? Because the market is focused for our juice. Teenage girls, for increasing immunity. Only teenage girls. Only teenage girls. लड़कों को नहीं बेच रहे हैं. Boys are not the market. Teenage boys are not the market. Women are not. 25, 30-year-old girls and women are not their market. And not their market. The only market is teenage girls. So that's a focused market they have. Uस focused market में they want to achieve cost leadership by reducing their cost through standardization. Right? So focused cost leadership. Simple. Plethora of options means like wide variety of options. Plethora means, Smita, that's in English. Probably you'll also have to work on vocabulary now. Plethora means a lot of abundance, so a lot many options is plethora of options. Awesome. Focus cost leadership and cost leadership, Karthik, chapter number 5. Wait for chapter number 5. We will cover that. Absolutely, like Bonvita. Bonvita तो अब सब बच्चों को पिलाते हैं. Even I drink Bonvita, right? Even Hrithik Roshan used to drink Bonvita and कोई मिल गया sir. Right? Boost. They probably had a niche market in the beginning, but then they became so famous, they became so successful that they are no longer a niche market. So everyone, like people of all ages are drinking Boost or let's say Bonvita, right? Probably I think many of you would also be drinking Boost or Bonvita. Right? You're 19, 20 years old, 21, 22, whatever the age is. You still drink. I do. That's I really enjoy it. Plethora means plenty. That's right. Got it. Let's go to the next question quickly. Iger and Soft. ये तो पढ़ा है. इसका आंसर तो देना पड़ेगा. वैसे पढ़ेंगे अभी. और वैसे पढ़ा भी हुआ है. We have done this. Iger and Soft model. We have done Iger and Soft model, which describes the intensification options available to a firm. Which of the following did Strongholds Private Limited use for intensifying our juice? Only market penetration kiya. You remember we did that new market, new product, old market, old product, new product, old market, old product, new market, which are options there, chapter number 3 mein. This is from chapter 4 probably, I think. Chapter 4 maybe we have this. But what is the right answer? We all eat Horlicks, right? Like you take a spoonful of Horlicks or Bonvita, it's better than drinking in milk. Question is on your screen. The question is on your screen. Answer it. Okay, I was waiting silently for the answers so that I do not disturb you. Why not cost leadership? Because it's a focused market here. फोकस्ड मार्केट है, टीनेज गर्ल्स में वो काम कर रहे हैं, सिर्फ सारे बच्चों के लिए नहीं ड्रिंक्स बना रहे हैं, दे आर ओनली मेकिंग ड्रिंक्स फॉर टीनेज गर्ल्स. इट्स अ फोकस्ड मार्केट. सो फोकस्ड मार्केट हो तो फोकस्ड कॉस्ट लीडरशिप ही होगी एंड नॉट कॉस्ट लीडरशिप सिर्फ, राइट? हमें उसकी मार्केट भी समझनी. वी आल्सो नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द मार्केट. Your answers are reaching, Pooja. That is right. I can new market, new product is equal to differentiation. Let's see what is the answer there, right? The correct answer is market development. Okay, market development. The correct answer is C. The correct answer is C. Now you guys will say, यार फिर से गलत हो गया आंसर हमारा. Read it thoroughly, okay? Our juice is an existing product that are targeted to be sold in a new market of young girls. Okay, it's an existing product in a newer market. It's an existing product in a new market. That is market development. Let's go back to the case. Okay, now what are we saying? Is an all-female-led early-stage health drink company, okay, operating out of Bangalore. The company is aware of two important things with respect to their business. First, the youth is really conscious about health. Second, there are plethora of options, plenty of options, many options available in the market to cater to their demands. With these pointers in mind, they launched their flagship product, Our Juice, okay, to achieve advantage in the market segment, right? The production process has been standardized. That means पहले भी बनता था. पहले what standardize कब होगा? जब existing process होगा, only then you will standardize it. नए product में कैसे standardization लाओगे, right? Now, this product has been identified by the strategy team as a star. Star are only existing businesses. I'm giving you hints again and again in the case scenario. Existing product can only be a star, right? A star can only be an existing product जिसको test कर चुके हैं, which is already tested, which is already in the market. Only then it is defined as a star, right? Now, another thing, okay? When I'm talking about this, okay? Now, used to identify is market development. Now, think about this. They are intensifying our juice. They're not introducing, they're intensifying. Introduce नहीं कर रहे हैं, intensify. Existing product है, but now they're selling to a targeted market. एक नई market identify करके, ठीक है, our juice है हमारे पास, we have a health drink. Now let us just sell it focused on young teenage girls. एक नई market develop करते हैं which is for young teenage girls. So everywhere we are doing publicity, everywhere we're doing marketing that says young teenage girls. लड़के खरीदेंगे ही नहीं. Now you understand from this strategy, the boys are not going to buy this drink because they will feel कि यार ये तो female drink है, or this is drink for the female or the girls, right? So they are developing a new market focused कि लड़कियों को कोई और ऑप्शन ना दिखे. Teenage girls will only go and drink our juice. It's a market development strategy. Existing product, new market creation, market development. It's a market development. It's an existing product क्योंकि star है, standardization हो रहा है. Existing processes को they are standardizing. It has been identified as a star. I am giving you hints in the case scenario that it is an existing product. Existing product sold in a new market of young girls, market development, right? Now, do you understand why case scenarios are important and why a lot of people are not able to clear the examinations, right? You have to read the case very carefully. बहुत शांति से पढ़ना है, बहुत ध्यान से पढ़ना है. Every line is giving you hints. Every line is giving you hints. how do you know it is an existing product? यहाँ बता रहा हूँ मैं, ये देखो. To achieve advantage, the production process has been standardized. Existing process को standardize कर दिया. That means it is an existing product. It has been identified as a star. Star तो सिर्फ आपका existing product ही हो सकता है. नए product कैसे star हो सकते हैं? How do you know they're going to be a growth or they're growing? Existing product का ही तो पता चलेगा वो grow कर रहा है, right? Now, and they are a health drink company. उनका एक product है आवा जूस. है तो वो health drink company जिनका एक product है आवा जूस, right? Absolutely, you have to read every word. Let's go to the last question, which is here. Our juice can be identified as a star as per BCG's growth metrics. Okay, basis the rapid growth it has shown and the enormous funds it demanded to maintain market and fuel the growth potential. What would our juice turn into as per the matrix when its growth slows down? Majority of you are saying cash cow. Okay. What about others? A few of you I see have written cash cow. What about others? बाकियों को नहीं लगता cash cow बनेगा ये? Are you guys not confident about this becoming a cash cow or what? Okay, majority of you cash cow, cash cow, cash cow. Sure, Radhika, I'll go to page number 2. Here you go. This is page number 2. Right? Okay, let's go to question number 4. Got it. Why not product development? Because it's an existing product. Hiral, it's an existing product. Existing product in new market is market development. वरना product development होता है. It's not a new product. It's an existing product in a new market. The correct answer is cash cow. Chapter number 2. Cash cow, as per BCG's growth matrix, a star turns into a cash cow when the growth slows down. Study material is your Bible. My sessions are for concept clarity. My sessions are to help you understand what to study and how to study, but my sessions will not cover the entire. It's nearly impossible to cover 200 pages, right? With questions, with question and answers. So please read the study material thoroughly. This statement study material mein hai. When a star turns into a cash cow, right? When the growth slows down. Probably I did not teach you in the session. For sure I did not. Because this is in the study material. That is why I'm telling you. The case scenarios, the questions are going to come from any line of the study material. You just need to read through and understand the concept kya hai. And that is why I'm doing these practice sessions so that you understand कि अरे 2 घंटे का lecture देख लिया बस तैयारी हो गई. Not going to happen. Study material पढ़ना ही पड़ेगा. There is no other option. right? Cool. Now let us quickly. Now these are the 4 questions we practice probably, right? It is a new product and product process is new. No, Hiral. It's a star. It's an existing process. It's an existing product, right? That is what we looked at the case scenario, right? तो standardize कर रहे हैं वो process को. New process नहीं है. They're just standardizing the process. It's an existing product. It's already a health drink company, right? उनका flagship product है ये. Flagship product है, right? And this is now focused on teenage. एक नई market बना रहे हैं अपने existing. It's already a health drink company, right? Health drink company है, कोई नया business तो करने जा नहीं रहे. It's a health drink company. It's making health drinks. Now it is purely focusing on teenage girls. So market develop कर रहे हैं अपने existing product को एक market specific market में जाके बेच रहे हैं, right? That is why it's a market development. Yeah, I'm talking about question 3 only here. I will just go and share chapter 4 now. And you guys see chapter 4. Tell me if you can. Mm-hmm. Correct. Old product, new process. Process is also not new. Here also they're standardizing. It's not a new process. Okay. Process नया नहीं है. Process standardized हुआ है. It's not a new process. It's just you're just bringing efficiency in the process. Okay. आप notes बनाते हो, अब उसको highlight करने लगे. You are standardizing, you are improving your process, but आप पढ़ने का process change नहीं करते. Okay, that is how you can understand it. Triple bottom line, RB. Thanks for reminding me. BCK अगर आपने पढ़ा है, जो कि आपने पढ़ा है, right? BCK में we talked about triple bottom line. BCK में we have talked about triple bottom line, which is that businesses are not just concerned about profits, which is bottom line. Finance में, as a chartered accountant, you will hear that top line or bottom line number क्या है. Top line means revenue, bottom line means profits. Because एक PL जो profit and loss account बनता है, top पे होता है sales, सबसे नीचे होता है net profit, right? So top line is revenue, bottom line is your profit. Now there is triple bottom line. नया concept आया है which talks about triple bottom line, which means the companies are not just concerned about profits but also about society and environment. Triple bottom line है, सिर्फ पैसा नहीं कमाना है, environment का भी ध्यान रखना है और society का भी ध्यान रखना है. So triple bottom line is profits, society and environment, and that is triple bottom line. BCK में पढ़ा है. Right, Hiral. So you're getting confused with the fact that it's a startup, so सब कुछ नया होगा. No, you have to focus on the words, what the case says. It's a star, it is standardizing processes. A first line पढ़ रहे हो, but you're missing the third paragraph, right? You're stuck at first line of the paragraph, but third paragraph में क्या बोल रहा है? Standardization of processes and what? It's standardization of processes and a star for their company. Existing products ही star होंगे, right? Already identified as star. We have also studied about niche market and turnaround. Yeah, we have. सब कुछ पढ़ा है BCK में. SM is just BCK into 5. Sure, Namrata. Namrata has an interesting question. Okay, I want to solve these confusions because case आपको exam में ये कोई confusion आएगा. The question is कि they're selling health drinks in the market which will already include teenage girls, but now they're more focused than how it can be a new market. Namrata, always think of product development, market development, diversification, or the fourth option there, right? Now you have to think about market development or product development from company's perspective. कंपनी के लिए तो नई मार्केट है, दुनिया के लिए तो कुछ भी नया नहीं है, right? Now tomorrow Namrata becomes Prime Minister of India. Tomorrow Namrata becomes Prime Minister of India. It is a new thing for you, but Modi जी के लिए तो नया नहीं है. मोदी जी कहेंगे ले I've been Prime Minister for 2 terms, 10 साल से Prime Minister हूँ मैं, आप क्या नया कर रहे हो, right? ये आपकी नई जॉब कैसे है? How is this a new thing in your life? I am already PM for the last 10 years. For Modi ji, this is not new. But for Namrata, becoming a Prime Minister is new, right? So new market development or a product development is from the viewpoint of the business, right? हम लोग सबको बेच रहे हैं, उसमें अब मैं एक नई मार्केट सेगमेंट बना रहा हूँ कि सिर्फ टीनेज गर्ल्स को बेचूंगा, लड़कों को हटा दो. I don't want to sell this product to boys or women in 30-40 years old or to men. I don't want to sell that. I only want to sell this to teenage girls. I want to bring a brand for the teenage girls कि कहीं भी any girl from 11, 12, 13 years to 19, 20 years अगर उसको कुछ health drink चाहिए तो वो आवा जूस ही पिएगी, right? That's what I want to create, and that is why it's a new market for me. Right? Okay. Karthik, I hope I answered your question as well. Right? Plethora of options available, but not specific to teenage girls. If any girl from 12, 13 years to 20 years wants to drink, they should just focus on Ava. They should just go and buy Ava juice. That is what the company wants to do. 8 years का जो है band of teenage girls, उनको सिर्फ आवा जूस खरीदे, right? It's a new, they're creating a new segment for their own business. बाकी लोगों से उन्हें मतलब नहीं है. It's about you. It is about your business की नया market क्या है, नया product क्या है. It's about you, not about others, right? Absolutely. These questions are not made to mislead students. These questions are made to tell you what to expect in examinations. Okay, you are not being misled. You are being taught the concept, right? Easy nahi hota exam, sir. Exams are not going to be easy. Otherwise, you will not see 17, 18% passing rate, right? If 18% is the passing rate, that means 82% people are not passing. Right? So 82% people are not passing because the questions are tough. Awesome. Let's jump in to our next agenda for the day, which is chapter number 4, right? Which talks about corporate level strategies. Let me just refresh the chat once. Very quickly, I'll do that. Got it. Sure, Sriram. There's a question from Sriram. I've repeated it before. Shall I ask? Sure, Sriram. Go ahead with your question while we begin chapter 4. Type in your question and we'll answer that. Okay. So let us get into the second agenda for the day, which is starting with chapter number 4, which talks about corporate level strategies. Okay. Corporate level strategies. It's a huge chapter, but I have concised it into very small PPT because we will be talking with a lot of examples. Okay. I want to do this chapter with a lot of examples rather than the concept. Examples is समझेंगे. We'll talk about small businesses, we'll talk about big companies, we'll talk about small size companies, medium size companies, सब चीज का example लेंगे and we will do this chapter. Okay. Let us quickly get into chapter number 4. Okay. Now, corporate level strategies. Corporate level means टॉप पे जो लोग बैठे हैं, कॉर्पोरेट लेवल पे सीईओ, सीएफओ, सीओओ, जो टॉप के लोग बैठे हैं, राइट? पीपल एट द टॉप ऑफ द पिरामिड, what have been their strategies, what are their strategies is what we are going to talk about. Okay, what are their strategies, what do they think about is what we are going to talk now. Okay, corporate level strategy means strategies that are made at the top level. कौन सा धंधा करें, what is the business I should do, what should I buy a new business, should I start a new business, should I like sell off my business, should I stop doing this business, ये काम करना बंद कर दो, प्रॉफिट नहीं है, अरे इस काम में लेट्स गो डबल, लेट्स मल्टीप्लाई रिसोर्सेज, लेट्स गो मोर, लेट्स गेट मोर फंडिंग, इस धंधे को बड़ा करते हैं, इस बिजनेस को बंद कर देते हैं, राइट? लेट अस गो एंड डाइवर्सिफाई. टुडे आई एम मेकिंग टैल्कम पाउडर, आज मैं किचन किंग मसाला भी बनाऊंगा. आई ऑल्सो वांट टू गेट इनटू स्पाइसेस. राइट नाउ आई एम इनटू क्लोथिंग बिजनेस, बट आई ऑल्सो वांट टू गेट इनटू स्पाइसेस नाउ. एक अलग बिजनेस डाइवर्सिफाई करना है, डाइवर्सिफाई कर लेते हैं. एग्जिस्टिंग बिजनेस में नया प्रोडक्ट लाना है, राइट? आई एम राइट नाउ इनटू मिल्क बिजनेस. मैं दूध, मेरी डेयरी है, मैं दूध बेचता हूँ, but I also want to start an ice cream plant. I also want to start an ice cream plant, right? So this is what is the business corporate level strategy. क्या क्या business कर सकते हैं? What are the opportunities? What are my strengths? And how do I convert that into an opportunity? Is done at the corporate level. It is done at the corporate level, and this is what we are going to study today. This is what we are going to study today. Okay, right. Question from Sriram. I'll just answer that in 30 seconds. And till then, you can refer this chart, right? So what are we going to study? What are concepts are we going to touch upon with examples? With examples for sure. Okay. Okay. Differentiate between share market and market share. Very different. Very different, Sriram. Share market is a market where you buy equity shares. जहाँ पे कंपनी के शेयर्स खरीदते हो, that is a share market. And market share is very different concept, right? Market share is कि आप पूरे इंडिया में, let's say पूरे इंडिया में 1 करोड़ कस्टमर हैं, and you are selling to 20 lakh customers. So your market share is 20%. There are 1 crore customers and you are serving 20 lakh customers with your product or your service. You have 20% market share. And share market, we'll come to that number. Zoom abhi hota jayega pura. I'll keep zooming, right? And share market is a market where you go and buy equity shares. एकदम अलग concept है sir. कोई matching नहीं है उसमें, कोई difference नहीं है, right? Cool. If you understand this, you want me to zoom. Now you are able to see this. I have zoomed in. Okay. Cool. Now, corporate level strategies. There are 4 strategies that you can. 4 type of people. Okay. Now there are 4 type of people. Now I can explain it to you via CEO. So आप मान लीजिए एक company के CEO हैं, and the CEO can have 4 attitudes. 4 attitudes वाले CEOs or the corporate level people can be, right? There can be a board meeting where the people, the board members or the promoters have 4 attitudes. Number 1 attitude is stability. जहाँ है वहीं रहते हैं. I don't want to grow massively. I just want to keep doing good profitable business. 5% growth हर साल दिखाते हुए I want to be stable. I want to be stable. There are other people like growth and expansion, like startups, right? इसको भी खरीद लो, ये भी कर देंगे, we will sell this also, this also, this also. Every day new strategy, every day new market, every day new product, right? Infusion and पैसा infuse कर दो पूरा, IPL में add कर दो, धोनी को ले आओ, विराट कोहली को ले आओ, bring in Alia Bhatt. We will go full force. We will grow and expand our business. Number 3 attitude can be, I don't want to do this business. I think this business I started this business, but it is not making sense anymore. it's a loss-making business for me, right? It's a loss-making business. I don't want to do this business anymore. That is called retrenchment. That is called retrenchment. Number 4 is combination. Number four attitude is combination, which means how milke kaam kare, right? That means using all these three. कहीं पे growth करते हैं, कहीं पे stable रहते हैं, और कहीं पे business को retrench कर लेते हैं. Let's take back a step in the business, right? Combination of all the strategies को mix करके एक strategy बनाते हैं. That is combination, right? So there can be 4 attitudes of the corporate, of the leaders, of the promoters, the shareholders, of the board members, the executives, top executives of the company is stability, growth expansion, retrenchment, or a combination of all of these. Right? So there can be 4 themes. Within each theme, we have different concepts. Okay. Within each team, we have different concepts. कि stability में क्या कर सकते हैं, growth में क्या कर सकते हैं, पूरा ये growth का है. Then retrenchment में क्या कर सकते हैं, what is combination, right? We will study each of these in depth. Be assured, examples के साथ पढ़ेंगे, but you get a gist of the thing, right? पूरा chapter में हमें पढ़ना क्या है वो समझ आ गया. 4 attitudes, stable रहो, grow करो, sell off कर दो, नहीं करना, और या combine कर दो सारी strategies को, right? Why is there a Batman? Because of the meme. This meme says interesting. And I think the chapters or the summary is interesting. That is why there is a Batman, sir. Right? Okay. Now if you focus on what the heading of the chapter is, it's called corporate level strategies. Okay. Now, these are called grand strategies or directional strategies. Okay. The strategies we just talked about, growth, stability, retrenchment, combination, इनको हम grand strategies भी बोलते हैं. We call them grand strategies or directional strategies. We call them grand strategies or directional strategies, which is chapter number 4. Right? These are also called 4 generic strategies, right? Stability, growth, retrenchment, combination. Stability, growth, retrenchment, combination. Stability, growth, retrenchment, combination. These are 4 generic corporate level strategies. These are called grand strategies. These are called directional strategies. Chapter number 5, जो इसके बाद पढ़ेंगे, right? It has competitive strategies. Cost leadership, differentiation, focused cost leadership, and focused differentiation. ये 4 strategies Michael Porter की पढ़ेंगे. There are four competitive strategies: cost leadership, differentiation, focused cost leadership, and focused differentiation. Right? These are competitive strategies. These are business level strategies. These are not corporate level strategies. These are business level strategies. Chapter number 5 by Michael Porter. Right now, what we're studying is chapter number 4, which has 4 generic corporate level strategies, which is stability, growth, retrenchment, and combination. Remember this, as this is the hint. It is a keyword in your case scenario or NCQ में. Like, which of the following generic strategies has the company used? Which of the following generic strategy? तो समझ आ जाएगा यार, ये business level strategy तो नहीं है. So it cannot be cost leadership. It cannot be focused cost leadership or differentiation or focused differentiation, because the question is asking about generic strategies. The question is asking about generic strategies, right? So it cannot be business level Michael Porter case strategy. Cool. Let us get into this chapter number 4 very quickly. Okay. Level of organization के level पे अगर मैं strategies को समझूं, if I have to understand strategies at the level of organization, corporate level, chapter 4, business level, chapter 5, functional level, chapter 6, chapter 4, chapter 5, and chapter 6, chapter 5, chapter 6. ठीक है? Chapter 4 हम पढ़ रहे हैं corporate level, chapter 5 में पढ़ेंगे business level, chapter 6 में पढ़ेंगे functional. स्टेजेस ऑफ बिजनेस साइकिल के हिसाब से अगर आपको स्ट्रैटेजी देखनी है, इंट्रोडक्टरी, ग्रोथ, maturity and decline. We have studied this in product life cycle. We have studied this in product life cycle कि क्या होता है. First you have entry, introduction, then you have growth, then you have maturity and then you have decline. Right? Competition oriented पे देखोगे तो we have competitive strategies, right? Competitive strategies, which is chapter number 5, cost leadership, differentiation and focus. और collaborative strategies की बात करें तो we will study this. Joint venture, M&A, strategic alliance. We will study about this in chapter number 4. Okay, awesome. Generic means basic. Generic means basic. Mamata, you will have to work a lot on the vocabulary, right? Sure, Shrikam, I'll try to give MCQs, but my idea is to give more examples because it helps you understand the concept way better, right? So generic strategy word also used in question to ask in case study. Where? I'll change that PDF ek bari and then we'll see. I don't think that should happen already. I'll check that. I don't think that should be the case, right? Okay, we just studied about the 4 corporate generic strategies: stability, growth and expansion, retrenchment, and combination, right? Stability, growth, expansion, retrenchment, and combination, right? Okay, let us get into understanding each of these strategies. We have further slides में, we'll study that in depth, but एक quick idea ले लेते हैं. Stability का मतलब क्या है, right? Stability means to stay at the current business and product markets. नई markets में नहीं जाना, नया product नहीं बनाना. Existing market and existing product में we want to stay, right? While growing incrementally. Stability does not mean no growth. Stability means constant incremental growth. Slow and steady wins the race is stability. Growth or expansion strategy means significant growth, right? Naya product, nai market, new processes, high-end marketing, high-end technology, innovation. बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा infuse करके you want to grow your business. New market में जाना है, नया product लाना है, नई innovation करनी है, existing business को double कर देना है, right? That is expansion. Retrenchment is when you drop a business or the company as a whole, right? You think that you are not able to manage it well, or you feel it is a loss making. Sometimes you feel it is profit making, but it doesn't make sense to your overall business, right? It is profit making, but it does not make sense to your overall business. For example, if ITC starts hospitals, why does not ITC start hospitals? ITC cigarette बनाता है, right? Indian Tobacco Company, ITC Limited makes cigarettes. और कल को वो hospital खोल देगा, right? Now it does not make sense. People will be like, यार पहले आप cigarette भी लाते हो, फिर आप hospital भी खोल देते हो, हर चीज आप ही पैसा कमा लो, पहले बीमार कर दो फिर hospital पहुंचा दो, right? So that is why probably if they start a hospital business and they will figure out that I'm still making profits, but it does not make sense to my overall company, right? The perspective of the customer, of the society is very against, right? So people might start questioning my intentions कि यार आप बीमार करके पैसा कमाना चाहते हो, right? So that is how the company might plan for retrenchment कि चलो business बेच देते हैं या business करना ही नहीं है, right? Number 4 is combination. Combination means combines all the above, right? In some permutation combination so that it suits your specific requirements. कि आपके पास 2-3 प्रोडक्ट है, एक को रिट्रेंच कर दिया, एक को ग्रो कर दिया, एक को स्टेबल कर लिया, which is BCG matrix, right? BCG matrix combination है. BCG matrix is a combination strategy. BCG matrix is a combination strategy. Cash cow को stable कर दिया, star को grow कर दिया, dog को retrench कर दिया, right? So BCG matrix is a combination strategy. एक प्रोडक्ट को stable कर दिया, cash cow, star को grow कर दिया, dog को retrench कर दिया. BCG is a combination का example, right? Sonika, we will not take a break today. I will try to finish this session early, right? आपको जल्दी छोड़ देंगे आज, right? But break नहीं लेंगे. आज आपको 15-20 minutes जल्दी छोड़ देंगे, but break नहीं लेंगे, right? I want to save time on the exit part, but let's not take a break. But आपको जल्दी छोड़ देंगे for sure. Then it's the entire day is with you. Instead of going to 9:30, इसको 9:05, 9:10 तक खत्म करते हैं, right? Break का time save कर लेंगे. I think that will make much more sense. Okay, let's go on to understanding stability. एक डेप्थ में समझते हैं स्टेबिलिटी का क्या मतलब. स्टेबिलिटी इज सूटेबल फॉर फर्म्स, वो कंपनी जो मैच्योरिटी स्टेज में है, राइट? अ कंपनी विच इज एट मैच्योरिटी स्टेज, उनके लिए स्टेबिलिटी स्ट्रैटेजी इज यूजफुल. कंपनी विच इज इन मैच्योरिटी स्टेज, उनके लिए स्टेबिलिटी स्ट्रैटेजी इज एक्चुअली यूजफुल एंड डूएबल, राइट? It is to be satisfied with incremental growth. It does not mean you don't want to grow. It does not mean आप stable हो तो आप profit नहीं कमाओगे. It means you're looking at a slow and steady growth. हर साल 5%, 6% grow होता रहूं. That is what your business strategy is. या होती रहूं, right? You as the leader of the business, right? Let's say Sonika is the leader of the business. She is the CEO of a business. She thinks that I want to grow at 6%. मेरे को मार धाड़ नहीं मचानी, मुझे मार काट नहीं मचाना, वो 40% growth, 100% growth नहीं. I am not starting a position. I am at a mature stage in my market, so I'm satisfied with incremental growth. That is stability strategy. Endeavor is to enhance functional efficiencies. Idea क्या है? Idea of stability strategy is एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोसेस, एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्ट को और अच्छा करते रहो, राइट? कुछ नया एक्सप्लोर करना नहीं करना है. एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोसेस, एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्ट को वी कीप एनहांसिंग, वी कीप इम्प्रूविंग आवर एफिशिएंसी, राइट? कुछ नया विद इन दैट प्रोडक्ट, राइट? ये नहीं है कि नया डबल कर दो, ट्रिपल कर दो, ये भी कर देते हैं, वो भी कर देते हैं. दैट इज ग्रोथ. स्टेबिलिटी इज existing चीज को और better करते हुए we keep growing slow and steady, which is suitable for firms which are at mature stage, which are at maturity stage, which have a mature business, right? Okay. इसका एकदम opposite है growth strategy, right? It demands increase in pace of activity. एकदम हर चीज जल्दी, everything has to be speed, everything has to be very quick. Involves highly volatile task of redefinition of business of the corporation, right? It involves highly volatile task of redefinition of the business of the corporation. अब business definition को भी change करते हो. How do you achieve? But that is what I'm saying. Business definition was I have 4 variety of products. I will go and I'm selling it in Punjab and Delhi area. Now, expansion और growth में आप अपनी business definition ही change कर दोगे. You will say, boss, I have 10 varieties now and I'm across India. Northeast से लेके गुजरात, आपका लद्दाख से लेके कन्याकुमारी तक, I will sell everywhere, right? You're changing your business definition. You're changing your business definition. Mission and vision remains the same. Mission and vision remains the same. Business definition change हो जाती है. Process of renewal of the firm through fresh investment. इसमें पैसा भी बहुत लगता है, right? Growth and expansion strategy will eventually require a lot of money, fresh investments into new products, new businesses, new people, right? And holds within its fold 2 major routes, right? अच्छा, growth के 2 तरीके हैं. Growth strategy के 2 तरीके हैं, intensification and diversification. Growth strategy के 2 तरीके हैं. There are 2 ways of doing a growth strategy, which is intensification and diversification, right? Cool. Now, intensification and diversification में difference क्या है? Intensification is existing product, existing process, existing market, उसके अंदर और घुसेंगे. Existing product, existing market, existing processes, we will go or double down in that. हम उसी में grow करेंगे ज़्यादा. Diversification is something new product or a new market or a new process, right? new product, new market, new process, diversification, existing product, existing market, existing process में betterment और growth. Growth is intensification. Intense हो जाएंगे जिसमें है, diversify हो जाएंगे और नई चीजों में, right? Let's understand with examples. Growth strategy where you have internal and external. Okay, internal and external. इंटरनल की बात कर रहे हैं अभी, ग्रोथ के अंदर भी हम इंटरनल की बात कर रहे हैं जिसमें इंटेंसिफिकेशन और डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. ओके, ग्रोथ स्ट्रैटेजी के अंदर दो चीजें होती हैं, इंटरनल एंड एक्सटर्नल ग्रोथ. इंटरनल ग्रोथ, एक्सटर्नल ग्रोथ, इंटरनल ग्रोथ, एक्सटर्नल ग्रोथ. इंटरनल ग्रोथ के अंदर वी हैव टू थिंग्स, इंटेंसिफिकेशन, डाइवर्सिफिकेशन, इंटेंसिफिकेशन, डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. इंटेंसिफिकेशन के अंदर तीन चीजें, इंटेंसिफिकेशन के अंदर तीन चीजें, मार्केट पेनिट्रेशन, मार्केट डेवलपमेंट, प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट. We know this. I will not go into details of market penetration, market development and product development. पढ़ लिया हमने, चैप्टर 3 में पढ़ लिया अच्छे से, राइट? इंटेंसिफिकेशन के एक्सपेंशन थ्रू इंटेंसिफिकेशन, 4 generic strategies, stability, growth, retrenchment, combination. स्टेबिलिटी समझ आ गया. ग्रोथ के अंदर दो, इंटरनल एक्सटर्नल. इंटरनल ग्रोथ के अंदर दो तरीके, इंटेंसिफिकेशन एंड डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. विद इन इंटेंसिफिकेशन देयर आर 3 ways of intensifying your business, which is market penetration, market development and product development. Market penetration, market development and product development, right? We have studied this. I will not go into details. बट एक्सपेंशन थ्रू डाइवर्सिफिकेशन के अंदर भी 4 तरीके हैं. एक्सपेंशन थ्रू डाइवर्सिफिकेशन के अंदर भी 4 तरीके हैं. फर्स्ट इज वर्टिकल इंटीग्रेशन. वर्टिकल होता है सीधा, वर्टिकल इंटीग्रेशन, राइट? वर्टिकल इंटीग्रेशन विच कैन बी फॉरवर्ड और विच कैन बी बैकवर्ड्स, राइट? वी विल स्टडी विद एग्जांपल्स. सेकंड इज हॉरिजॉन्टल. हॉरिजॉन्टल मींस ऐसा, या तो आप साइडवेज ग्रो करो, या तो मैं ऊपर या नीचे ग्रो करूं, या मैं साइडवेज में ग्रो करूं, या मैं ऊपर या नीचे ग्रो करूं. इट इज एक्सपेंशन थ्रू डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. आई वांट टू डू समथिंग न्यू. ईदर आई डू एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोसेस के अंदर, एग्जिस्टिंग मार्केट के अंदर. आई विल गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. जैसे आई वाज गिविंग यू एन एग्जांपल ऑफ आइसक्रीम. ओके, I am a milk, मेरी डेयरी है, I am a milk producer, ठीक है? I have 500 cows and buffaloes and I am milking them. I'm selling milk. मेरा raw material is used by let's say Vadilal, or let's say Have More, Vadilal, Have More, Quality Walls. ये सब मेरा दूध लेके आइसक्रीम बनाते हैं, right? So it's a forward integration. मेरा दूध is the raw material. उसका फॉरवर्ड, उसका नेक्स्ट स्टेप है आइसक्रीम बनती है इन कंपनीज की. सो आई थिंक यार, मैं दूध के साथ आइसक्रीम मैं भी तो बना सकता हूँ, मैं भी तो आइसक्रीम का बिजनेस कर सकता हूँ. दूध तो मेरे पास है ही एंड मेरी कॉस्ट कम हो जाएगी. मैं उनको दूध बेचता हूँ. आई एम सेलिंग देम मिल्क एट लेट्स से 30 rupees फॉर हाफ kg और 50 rupees फॉर 1 liter. आई एम सेलिंग मिल्क फॉर 50 rupees 1 liter. द कॉस्ट टू मी इज ओनली 35. मैं अगर खुद आइसक्रीम बनाने जाऊं, सो आई कैन बी वेरी प्रॉफिटेबल बिकॉज रॉ मटेरियल तो मेरा खुद का है, राइट? सो दिस इज फॉरवर्ड वर्टिकल इंटीग्रेशन. सो आप अपने आपका रॉ मटेरियल, जो आपका प्रोडक्ट विच इज अ रॉ मटेरियल फॉर अ डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्री, यू गो एंड डू दैट बिजनेस. दैट इज फॉरवर्ड इंटीग्रेशन. सिमिलरली, अगर आप आइसक्रीम कंपनी हो, नाउ यू आर एन आइसक्रीम कंपनी and you think यार दूध तो 50 रुपए का देता है. If I start having my own dairy, if I buy 500 cows, the cost of the milk will be 35 rupees only. Why can't I go and prepare milk myself? Why can't I be a dairy myself? If you are an ice cream business, you think यार मैं दूध अपना खुद बना लेता हूँ. That is a backward vertical integration. That is a backward. आप अपना raw material खुद बनाने लग जाओ. You start making your raw material yourself. That is a backward vertical integration. You start creating the final product from your product. Your product is used as a raw material in some other industry. आप उस इंडस्ट्री या वो प्रोडक्ट बनाने चले जाओ, स्टार्ट मेकिंग दैट प्रोडक्ट, इज योर फॉरवर्ड वर्टिकल इंटीग्रेशन, राइट? Horizontal integration. Horizontal integration is sideways. Sideways आपको क्या काम हो, right? Now what you see is same product आप बाकी लोग क्या कर रहे हैं. Horizontally if you see what are other people doing the same, बाकी डेयरी क्या कर रही है. मेरे को ना आइसक्रीम बनानी है ना मेरे को कुछ और बनाना है, बट आई एम अ डेयरी कंपनी, आई एम अ मिल्क प्रोड्यूसर. ऐसी एक और मिल्क प्रोड्यूसर है, इधर वाला भी मिल्क प्रोड्यूसर है, राइट? हॉरिजॉन्टल इंटीग्रेशन कैसे होती है, इसमें डाइवर्सिफाई कैसे करेंगे. नाउ हॉरिजॉन्टल इंटीग्रेशन इज you are selling cow milk and buffalo milk. Now there is a dairy farm that is selling goat milk, ठीक है, goat milk बेच रहा है. There is another farm which is selling some other kind of soya milk बेच रहा है, right? soya milk बेचता है, या फिर they're selling very lean milk, जो आजकल people are drinking soy milk or XYZ like variety of milk, that is what they're making. This wala dairy is also selling goat milk. What do? I do a horizontal integration. मैं goat milk वाले को कहता हूँ I will buy. I have money, I go and I buy them. That's a horizontal integration. Or I start selling goat milk as well. खरीदूंगा नहीं, but मैं goat milk बेचना भी शुरू कर देता हूँ. Or I start selling soya milk as well. It's a horizontal, same line of business में है. I remain in the same line of business. I'm not changing my business. दूध से आइसक्रीम, दूध से पनीर, दूध से दही नहीं बना रहे हैं. I am remaining in the same milk business. Horizontally, I am saying goat milk और soy milk भी बेचना शुरू कर दूँ. That is horizontal diversification. That is a growth strategy. Horizontal integration or horizontal diversification. Vertical diversification is या तो मैं एक स्टेप पीछे या एक स्टेप आगे, और दो स्टेप आगे या दो स्टेप पीछे in my business, I go and start doing that, right? That is my vertical diversification. Same business में रह के कोई नया product जो बाकी लोग sell कर रहे हैं, I identify and I start selling that. That is horizontal diversification. There are two other concepts, which is concentric and conglomerate. Concentric क्या होता है? Concentric is when. In concentric, what is happening is concentric में you are in the same existing or similar business आप करना शुरू करते हो. You're doing a similar business but you're diversifying. Integration नहीं है, कोई भी ऊपर या sideways integration नहीं है, कुछ और business कर रहे हो आप. You're doing a different business but which is very related to your own business. Related to your own business कर रहे हो, that is concentric. Conglomerate is not related to your business. आप कोई और ही business करने जाते हो, right? So concentric and conglomerate are also expansion, diversification, growth strategy. But how are they different? Concentric is doing something which is related to your existing business, and conglomerate is doing something very different from your business. Again, let's come to a classic example. Okay, concentric example है, let's say Haldiram, let's say Bikaner wala, let's say Sarvana Bhavana, or let's say A to B in southern part of India. What are they doing? They started as lunch homes, right? They were restaurants and they were food places. एक restaurant है, इन्होंने क्या किया? Concentric diversification. मिठाई बनाना शुरू कर दो. We are a restaurant. We have customers who are here for eating food. मिठाई बनाना शुरू. They started making sweets, burfis, jalebis, right? कहते wow. So this business is also now successful. Let us start making namkeens also. नमकीन बनाना भी शुरू कर देते हैं. This means they are not namkeen and restaurant are not related. That means they're not the same thing. They're related, but they're not the same thing. आपका एक restaurant है और आपकी एक नमकीन manufacturing company है, right? It is related business, but it is a different business, right? That is concentric. Haldiram, A to B, Sarvana Bhavana, XYZ, Bikaner wala, all these are concentric diversification. नमकीन बनाते थे, रेस्टोरेंट खोल दिया, रेस्टोरेंट था, नमकीन बनाना शुरू कर दिया, and they're selling their namkeens in their restaurants. आप रेस्टोरेंट में जाएंगे जहाँ पे आप कैश काउंटर होता है, पीछे नमकीन्स लगी रहती है, right? This is concentric diversification. Related है, हमारे काम से related है, but same चीज नहीं है. It's not the same thing, but it is related to my business. What is conglomerate? Conglomerate is like Tata. Aeroplane भी चलाते हैं, टाटा का नमक भी आता है. They are selling salt. They have airlines. They have Tata Steel. They have Tata Motors. Steel भी बनाते हैं, गाड़ी भी बनाते हैं, नमक भी बेचते हैं, कपड़े भी बेचते हैं और एयरलाइंस भी चलाते हैं. कोई रिलेशन ही नहीं है. There is no relation amongst these businesses. It's a conglomerate. Tata is a conglomerate, right? कोई relation ही नहीं है आपस में all the businesses में. That is why it is a conglomerate. Concentric is, it's a different business but related to your existing business is concentric, right? Awesome. Can we go in depth? Concept समझ आ गया हम लोगों को. Concept बहुत easy है. Concept समझ आ गया. फटाफट से slides देख लेते हैं, right? So we can say that any cooperative society making homemade products started retail outlets. It is a forward strategy. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. I am a manufacturer और मैं अपनी दुकानें भी खोल दूँ, right? That is forward integration, right? That is what Nykaa is doing. Nykaa was earlier selling online, then they started manufacturing. Now Nykaa ने अपने stores खोल दिए हैं, right? They're doing the forward diversification. हम लोग सारी cosmetics दुकान पे ना भी बेचेंगे और अपनी दुकान भी खोल देते हैं. That is forward diversification, right? Awesome. Internal growth intensification. हम लोग बात कर रहे थे intensification and intensification की 3 चीजें हमें पता है. We have already studied. Diversification में हमने 4 चीजें पढ़ी. Vertical integration, horizontal integration, concentric and conglomerate. Vertical can be backward and forward, right? Awesome. फटाफट से देखते हैं. इंटेंसिफिकेशन, इंटरनल कैपेबिलिटीज, इंटरनल रिसोर्सेज, मार्केट डेवलपमेंट, मार्केट पेनिट्रेशन एंड प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट. सब पढ़ चुके हैं. न्यू मार्केट, न्यू प्रोडक्ट, एग्जिस्टिंग मार्केट, एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्ट, न्यू मार्केट, एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्ट, एग्जिस्टिंग मार्केट, न्यू प्रोडक्ट, राइट? कूल. Market penetration, product development, market development and diversification. We have already studied this in chapter number 3. I'm not covering this here. Done in chapter 3. Okay. Now, diversification, growth by diversification, conglomerate and concentric. Conglomerate and concentric, right? Concentric means related. Conglomerate means unrelated. Like I was giving you an example of Haldiram's and Tata, right? Concentric is related. Conglomerate is unrelated. Okay. Related diversification means concentric. And it means conglomerate. So concentric, the definition as per book और थोड़ा सा theoretical देखेंगे. So it involves exchange or share assets or competencies by exploiting brand name, manufacturing, marketing skills, economies of scale. So Haldiram's is using its brand name to sell namkeen, and it is using its brand name of namkeens to sell its restaurant products, right? Similarly, Sarvana Bhavan or A2B, they're using their brand name to sell a related product. कि हल्दीराम की नमकीन बहुत अच्छी होती है तो इनका रेस्टोरेंट का खाना भी अच्छा ही होगा. Brand name से they are selling or doing a concentric diversification backed by their brand name. Okay. Conglomerate, it's new technology, new product, multiple products हो जाते हैं, defend against takeover bids. So what is happening is airlines कर रहे हैं, नमक भी बना रहे हैं, steel भी बना रहे हैं, like FMCG companies. Somebody is saying FMCG companies, right? These are what are they? They majorly conglomerate and concentric. Depends. अगर related है तो concentric, unrelated है तो conglomerate, right? Backward integration, Smita, I just gave you an example, right? Ice cream manufacturer starts producing milk. That is backward integration. That is backward diversification. Ice cream manufacturer starts producing milk is a backward diversification. एक step पीछे जाके वो काम भी करना शुरू कर दिया, right? Radhika's question is a fantastic question. If namak ka, we are doing a business of salt and we start doing a business of sugar, is it concentric or conglomerate? Let's take that as a question for everybody. I want all of you to answer this, Radhika, as a question, which is very interesting question. अगर salt का business है and we start doing sugar का business, is this concentric or is this conglomerate? Is this concentric or is this conglomerate? Salt का business है and we start doing sugar का business. Concentric है या conglomerate? Very good question. And this will clear a very good concept for all of you. Is this concentric or conglomerate? Forward diversification here, दूध का manufacturer starts making ice cream is a forward diversification, right? Or I can say like another example, if you want, the kapda banane wala starts selling t-shirts or kurtis, that is forward integration. आप सिर्फ कपड़े का थान बनाते थे, you were creating long pieces of cloth, now you are stitching them and selling t-shirts, kurtas and kurtis or suits, that is forward integration. आप raw material से finished good भी बनाने लगते हो, right? That is forward diversification. Concentric, 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 conglomerate, 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 concentric, concentric, concentric. The correct answer is, if you're doing a salt business and you get into sugar business, it is a conglomerate. It is a conglomerate. Why? It is a conglomerate. आप कहोगे ये तो related ही है, ये तो related ही है, नहीं, नहीं. New technologies. Keyword. Keyword. New technologies. Right. It's a new. The keyword is नई technology अगर लग रही है दूसरे product में, it becomes a conglomerate. It becomes a conglomerate. Right. It becomes a conglomerate. अगर न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं लग रही है तो इट्स ए कॉन्सेंट्रिक. अगर न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी लग रही है तो इट इज कॉन्ग्लोमेरेट. नई टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं लग रही है तो इट इज कॉन्सेंट्रिक. नाउ यू विल से यार हल्दीराम में भी तो आप नई टेक्नोलॉजी लग रही है. रेस्टोरेंट वाला नमकीन बना रहा है या नमकीन वाला रेस्टोरेंट खोले तो नए, सब कुछ नया ही है. करेक्ट, सब कुछ नया है. बट द बेस टेक्नोलॉजी रिमेन्स द सेम. खाना ही तो बनाना है. नमकीन पैक हो रही है या खाना पैक हो रहा है, खाना बन रहा है, किचन तो सेम ही है बॉस. किचन तो सेम ही है, साइज बड़ा हो जाएगा, एक कढ़ाई तो अलग लगानी है, बात तो वही रही. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज कॉन्सेंट्रिक. कि नमकीन वाला रेस्टोरेंट खोल रहा है या मिठाई बना रहा है. अब इफ अ हलवाई इज मेकिंग मिठाई, इज मेकिंग बर्फी और अ जलेबी, एंड अ हलवाई इज मेकिंग सेव और भजिया, it's one and the same thing. कोई नई टेक्नोलॉजी थोड़ी है, सेम कढ़ाई में बना रहा है, right? So it's not using a new technology. That is why it is concentric. That is why it is a concentric. A halwai making a namkeen and mithai, that is concentric. But sugar and salt, the technology is different. Salt तो बन रही है sea water से, salt बन रही है rock से, sugar बन रहा है sugar cane से. पहले sugar cane को आप harvest करोगे, काटोगे, उसका पानी बनाओगे, उसको ड्राई करोगे, you process it to make sugar. Salt is from the sea water or rock salt. प्रोसेस ही डिफरेंट है, एकदम डिफरेंट टेक्नोलॉजी, एकदम डिफरेंट ज्योग्राफी चाहिए, एकदम डिफरेंट फैक्ट्री चाहिए. द फैक्ट्री, द प्रोसेस, द टेक्नोलॉजी, एवरीथिंग इज एंटायरली डिफरेंट. कैसे चीनी बनती, कैसे सॉल्ट बनता है, इट्स एंटायरली डिफरेंट. इट्स अ कॉन्ग्लोमरेट. बट एक रेस्टोरेंट है और नमकीन बना रहे हैं, ऑलमोस्ट द सेम थिंग, ऑलमोस्ट द सेम. किचन ही तो है, it's focused on kitchen, right? वहां पे नमकीन बन रही है, वहीं पे खाना. It's a concentric business, right? So new technology जहां भी यूज हो रही है, right? It becomes a conglomerate. It becomes a conglomerate. Awesome. So FMCG point of view से related नहीं है. Depends. That is what I'm saying. अगर FMCG चॉकलेट बना रही है और वॉशिंग पाउडर बना रही है तो वो कॉन्ग्लोमरेट. If FMCG is making chocolates and is also making washing powder, it is conglomerate, right? It is conglomerate. तो कोई रिलेटेड बिजनेस ही नहीं है वॉशिंग पाउडर और चॉकलेट का, राइट? या बॉर्नविटा बनाने वाला अगर शैम्पू बना रहा है, so a company like Unilever is making shampoos, it is also making milk drinks or a Boost or a Complan or a Bonvita, and it is also making Pantene or Lux. There is no relation. There is new technology for different products or different businesses. It's a conglomerate. It becomes a conglomerate. Okay. Radhika has another great question. Salt और sugar की technology different है, but brand name same है. Let's say they're selling under the same brand name. Is it a conglomerate or a concentrate? It is a conglomerate. Keyword is new technology or different technology. Brand name तो हल्दीराम का भी same है. Brand name तो हल्दीराम का भी same है. Brand name तो आपका Unilever का भी same है. It is an option of the company to change the name, right? While it can be same. Tata Tea versus Tata Salt. Tata Tea भी है, Tata Salt भी है, right? टाटा की टी है, टाटा सॉल्ट है, नाम तो दोनों का टाटा ही है. It is conglomerate. Doesn't mean it becomes a concentrate. चाय और नमक different process technology altogether. If a person makes sweets and then it starts making cakes and pastries, then it is a conglomerate. Mostly yes. Mostly yes. Bakery is a different thing. Bakery is a new business. Restaurant and bakery are different. No. Kunal, if the core business of the trader is selling sugar, so you're saying trader is selling sugar and now started selling salt, it is not consent. They are not diversified. Or probably what you can say is just increasing that is intensification. That is not diversification. Right, Kunal? अगर एक ट्रेडर, मैं आई एम ए रिटेल शॉप, मैं किराने की दुकान वाला हूँ, मैं नमक बेचता था पहले, अब मैं चीनी भी बेचने लग गया. I am a kirana dukan. I am a retail shop. I am a general store. I am selling soaps. I am selling chocolates. मेरे पास पेन भी है, मेरे पास आटा भी है, चावल भी है, चाय पत्ती भी है. I have everything that a person needs. Now I also keep sugar. I have kept like that loose चीनी, वो लोगों को मैं डाल के दे रहा हूँ. This is not diversification. This is intensification. Existing धंधे में एक नई चीज ऐड कर दी, राइट? दैट इज इंटेंसिफिकेशन. ग्रोथ स्ट्रैटेजी है बट डाइवर्सिफिकेशन नहीं है, इंटेंसिफिकेशन है. मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? आई एम डूइंग अ प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट. आई एम डूइंग अ प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट कि मैं नया प्रोडक्ट ऐड कर रहा हूँ अपने एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर्स के लिए. फॉर एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर्स आई एम एडिंग अ न्यू प्रोडक्ट ऑन सेल. दैट इज इंटेंसिफिकेशन, प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट, राइट? कि एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर्स को एक नया प्रोडक्ट भी मैं बेचना शुरू कर रहा हूँ अपनी दुकान पे. इंटेंसिफिकेशन, नॉट डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे इंटेंसिफिकेशन डाइवर्सिफिकेशन में. ऑल्सो रिमेंबर ग्रोथ के दो पार्ट है, इंटेंसिफिकेशन, डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. राइट नेहा? आई थिंक आई एक्सप्लेन दैट. Right. Okay. If a shopkeeper was selling sugar initially and later added salt to sell, though he's just selling, not manufacturing, it is not concentric. It is intensification. वो diversification नहीं है, वो intensification है. That is not diversification. That is intensification. Right? Conglomerate, unrelated. That is right. Got it. Awesome. Let's go and identify backward and forward integration. I think you have understood this. Forward is आप यहाँ पे हैं. You are the red part. अगर आप एक या दो स्टेप आगे जाएंगे, it is forward. आप एक या दो स्टेप पीछे जाएंगे, it is backward. आइसक्रीम वाला दूध बना रहा है, दूध वाला आइसक्रीम बना रहा है. Forward integration, backward integration, and then you have horizontal integration, which is byproducts or competitive products like a goat milk or a soy milk. Normal milk वाला soy milk बेचना शुरू कर दे and goat milk बेचना शुरू कर दे. That is horizontal integration. You're diversifying horizontally. Existing धंधे में और चीजें, right? You're manufacturing. So Karthik is starting Three Idiots का गाना. I'll come to that, Karthik. उसका your example will fit after we do 2-3 slides के बाद concept clear हो जाएगा. Right? Wait for it. Cool. Now, internal growth तो हमने पढ़ी. इंटरनल ग्रोथ तो हमने पढ़ी. इंटरनल ग्रोथ के अंदर था इंटेंसिफिकेशन एंड डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. ग्रोथ के अंदर इंटरनल एक्सटर्नल, इंटरनल के अंदर इंटेंसिफिकेशन डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. डन. Now there is something called as external growth strategy as well. There is something called external growth strategy, right? External growth strategy के अंदर क्या क्या आता है? Let's go back to that chart. Okay. Let's go back to this growth का chart. Green कर देते हैं जो जो हमने पढ़ लिया. Growth strategy पढ़ रहे हैं. Internal, intensification, diversification done. Intensification, penetration, development done. Vertical integration, backward, forward done. Horizontal integration समझ गए, concentric समझ गए, conglomerate समझ गए. Number 2, अब we are focusing on external growth. Internal नया product कर लो, नया manufacturing कर लो, नया product development, market development, vertical integration, horizontal, conglomerate, concentric नहीं. मुझे internally मेहनत नहीं करनी. I want to take help from outside. I want to take help externally. Internally मेरे को growth नहीं करनी है. बहुत मेहनत लग रही है. It will take me years and years to grow internally. Why can't I just go externally? Why can't I just go external? Right? I will just go external. बाहर से help लेके I will grow. Two things in external growth: mergers and acquisitions and strategic alliance. Okay, M&A, mergers and acquisitions, one of the most highly reputed works for chartered accountants in industry and in practice. Mergers and acquisitions, right? All big fours pay you super duper money, salary, incentives. If you're in mergers and acquisitions, it's all about finances. Okay, merger and acquisition. Now look at my hands and you will get to know what is the difference between merger and an acquisition. Okay, number one company, number two company. Okay, number one company, number two company, they come together and they become strong. Number one company, number two company, they come together and they become strong. This is merger. They're merging. साथ में मिल रहे हैं. This is merger. Okay, there is a big company, there is a small company, and the big company is acquiring and becoming big and stronger, right? This is acquisition. This is acquisition. You are acquiring that company. Merger, दो companies मिल रही हैं to become strong, to fight competition, to grow. It's an external growth strategy. आप बहुत अच्छे जूते बनाते हो, हम बहुत अच्छी जीन्स बनाते हैं. आओ अपना एक लीवाइस ब्रांड बना लें. Just giving you an example. हम बहुत अच्छी जीन्स बनाते हैं, आप बहुत अच्छे शूज बनाते हैं. Let's come together and build a brand called Levi's. It's a merger. I'm just giving you an example. Acquisition. Tata Group says we want to get into airlines, but Air India says हम तो लॉस बना रहे हैं, हमसे तो काम हो नहीं रहा. Right? We are not able to operate. अगर आप हमें खरीद लो तो आप हमारी एयरलाइंस लेके चल रहे. If Tata would have started their own airlines, it will be very difficult. शुरू स्क्रैच से शुरू करना पड़ेगा. एयर इंडिया acquire कर ली, सब कुछ बना बनाया मिल गया. You just have to like operate and make it profitable, right? You planes मिल गए, airport access मिल गया, staff मिल गया, petrol, contracts, negotiations, food, catering, सब कुछ मिल गया कंपनी का. बस इसको ऑपरेट करना है. So they grow, externally grow कर गए by acquiring a company. Mergers and acquisitions, right? Accounts से confuse मत करो. Accounts में merger, acquisition, amalgamation, that is a different definition altogether. We are talking about strategic management. मैं भी बहुत confuse होता था. Accounts में there is a very specified definition for a merger, for an acquisition, and for amalgamation. One of the most difficult chapters in accounts. I always used to cry because of mergers, acquisitions. Balance sheet ही match नहीं होती है. The combined balance sheet never matches. Okay. Don't get confused with accounts ka definition. What I'm telling you is what actual strategic management business definition kya hoti hai. Accounts is a different subject altogether. Don't get confused. Intensification is not related with product process. It focuses on sales, what to and to whom, where diversification is mainly concentrated on production process and change of business. That is correct here. That is absolutely right. Correct. Acquisition is a stronger company takes a weaker company. Merger is equally strong companies come together. Generally, equally strong companies come together to even become stronger, right? That is merger. Involves mutual decision of two companies to combine and become one entity. Combine and become one entity to gain synergistic advantages and large diversification. आपका आप जीन्स बहुत अच्छी बनाते हो, हम जूते बहुत अच्छे बनाते हैं. आओ मिलके एक फ्लाइंग मशीन ब्रांड बना लें. आओ मिलके एक नया ब्रांड बना दें क्लोथिंग का, राइट, और एपरल्स का. अमैल्गमेशन देखिए ना, this is where your confusion will be resolved, but don't go by accounts definition. Amalgamation is combination of two or more companies into one new entity. Amalgamation is distinct from a merger because neither company involved survives as a legal entity, right? Amalgamation में क्या होता है कि पूरा मिक्स हो जाता है, बिल्कुल सब कुछ मिक्स कर देते हैं. मर्जर में एक अपनी आइडेंटिटी फिर भी रहती है. Now what I'm saying is, think about this. There are two Bania friends. Okay, there are Gupta ji and Agarwal ji. Now Gupta ji is very good in, let's say, XYZ, let's say, in producing what? Let's say, let's take example of shoes only. Okay, so Gupta ji ki factory is wonderful in making shoes, and Agarwal ji ki factory is wonderful in making jeans. They say कि अपना अपना धंधा रखेंगे, बट आके एक कॉमन ब्रांड बना देते हैं जिसका नाम रख देते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, let's name them Philips, okay, or Philip, or any XYZ. Let's say we'll call them Lamour. एक फॉरेन का नाम दे देते हैं, फॉर इंग्लिश नेम दे देते हैं टू आवर ब्रांड, जिसमें जीन्स और जूते बेचेंगे. जीन्स आप देना, जूते मैं दूंगा. इस एक ब्रांड बना देते हैं, मिलके एक ब्रांड बना देते हैं. So separate identity remains with both the businesses. Jeans wala jeans banata hai, shoes wala shoes banata hai, right? And they come together to make a single brand, let's say named as Lamour, and they sell jeans and shoes under that brand name. That is called merger. What is amalgamation? Amalgamation is ये दोनों अपनी फैक्ट्री मिक्स कर देते हैं. अपनी फैक्ट्री बेची, आप अपनी फैक्ट्री बेचो, दोनों मिलके 100 करोड़ रुपए भी accumulate. So Gupta ji sold his factory, Agarwal ji sold his factory, and they combined 100 crores. एक नई फैक्ट्री लगाई और उसमें they are producing jeans and shoes together. That is amalgamation. Right? And acquisition is takeover. पूरा ही खा जाओ, खरीद लिया उसको पूरा, like Tata buying Air India, right? No. Maruti Suzuki strategic alliance. We'll come to that. Okay. Mergers के अंदर भी we have horizontal merger, vertical merger, concentric merger, and conglomerate merger. The examples remain the same. In forward integration, backward integration, mergers may the examples remain the same. The only difference is this is external growth. External growth में mergers आते हैं. Internal growth में conglomerate, concentric, ये सब आते हैं, right? External में mergers आते हैं, internal में बाकी सब आता है, right? Internal diversification में ये 4 आते हैं. External diversification के merger में भी ये 4 आते हैं, right? But how do you differentiate is, you will have to, when the question comes, you have to identify internal growth है या external growth है. Internally नया product बना रहे हैं, internally नया कुछ कर रहे हैं, या external किसी और company के साथ merge होके concentric conglomerate कर रहे हैं. अभी jeans and जूता दिया. Now think about this. Agarwal ji is a manufacturer of laptops and Gupta ji is a manufacturer of clothes. ठीक है? अग्रवाल जी लैपटॉप बनाते हैं and Gupta ji बनाते हैं कपड़े. They both come together, they merge their companies to start producing earphones. वो कहते हैं यार ईयरफोन्स का बिजनेस तो बहुत सही चल रहा है आजकल. लाइक बोट ऑल दीज ईयरबड्स 2,000 रुपए में पीपल आर बाइंग हेडफोन्स एंड ईयरबड्स. हम भी बेचेंगे. दैट इज मर्जर. That is merger and that is conglomerate merger. Unrelated business. Unrelated merger. That is merger. That is merger. Right? And that is external. बाहर के बंदे से बोला आओ ये काम करते हैं. And internally, if they would have decided, if laptop wala had decided कि I will also make headphones, कपड़े वाला had internally decided I will make headphones myself. बाहर से किसी के साथ merge नहीं करूंगा. That is conglomerate, internal diversification, right? External and internal, right? Okay. I will want to stop this session here because हमने break भी नहीं लिया है. So last 5 minutes, let's ask any doubts and questions that you guys have, and then we will close because we have not taken a 10-15 minutes break. So we will end it here in next 5-7 minutes, and we will start with strategic alliance in the next session on Thursday. Thursday को strategic alliance से शुरू करेंगे, right? And that is when we will do that thing. For the next 5 minutes, shoot all your questions, all your doubts. I have saved you 15 minutes of that break so that you can start your day. Got it. Everything clear, Hitesh? Wonderful. That's something that I wanted to read on the chat, and thank you for that. But if anyone has any questions and doubts, next 5 minutes dedicated, let's help you clear your doubts, right? I'm waiting for questions and doubts for others who are clear. Thank you so much for joining today. And it has been a wonderful 4-5 sessions. Be with me till 15th September. I assure you we'll have great classic examples and we will finish that syllabus within time. I hope today's practice also helped you, give you a flavor of what to expect and how to solve tricky questions. I think that was the idea. The question that's coming is intensification. Intensification is existing चीजों में, right? Intensification is when you're doing product development, existing product, existing market में आप double down कर दो, right? आप और ज़्यादा ताकत लगा दो. That is intensification. I'll give you another example, Radhika. आप chartered accountancy कर रहे हो, ठीक है? And you're studying, let's say, strategic management. Now, in strategic management, आप 2 घंटे पढ़ते थे, अब आप 4 घंटे पढ़ना शुरू कर दो. Right? That is intensification. Existing plan में, existing business में double कर दो आप अपना या triple कर दो आप अपना effort. That is intensification. But आप chartered accountancy पढ़ रहे हो और आप साथ में CS भी पढ़ना शुरू कर दो. You start studying for company secretary as well. Concentric. वो diversification. आप diversify कर. CA भी बन रहे हो, CS भी बन रहे हो या lawyer, law पढ़ना शुरू कर दो साथ में. लॉयर भी बनते, राइट? तो डाइवर्सिफिकेशन है. इंटेंसिफिकेशन है एग्जिस्टिंग में डबल मेहनत. सेल्फ स्टडी फॉर श्योर. 2 घंटे के सेशन के बाद पूरा दिन क्या करना है आपको? यू हैव टाइम फॉर सेल्फ स्टडी ओनली, राइट? 2 घंटे भी नहीं पढ़ाए आपको. नम्रता, राधिका, आई थिंक इंटेंसिफिकेशन helped. That helped. Awesome, Sneha. Thank you so much. If things are helping you, nothing more. Reading material will be uploaded. आपका ये all PPTs I upload. Study material is the Bible. उसको तो पढ़ना ही है. More case studies. Sonika, they are uploaded on BOS Knowledge Portal. पूरा booklet डाला हुआ case studies का, right? There is an entire booklet of case studies. 20 plus case scenarios have been uploaded by BOS. We have worked on it. We have submitted those case studies. We have prepared those case studies and uploaded for you guys. Go and solve those questions. Awesome. Thanks, Aditi. Thanks, Namita. Awesome. Awesome. Shiva, great. Bhumika, is one company selling milk merged with a company selling ice cream. Is this forward merger? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Bhumika. Concept एकदम आपको clear हो गया. Milk producer merges with ice cream producer, forward merger. Super, super example. Concept आपको एकदम clear. Have a good day too, Namrata. Subramaniam, thank you so much. Correct, Sriram. I wanted to give this example of Airtel, but your answer, your question is, how do we maintain a daily consumption? What kind of diversity? You tell me. You tell me what kind of a diversification is that? Quickly. Internal merger is forward and backward integration. Yes. Awesome. Thanks, Krushi. Thank you so much. Not necessarily, Radhika. I am very bad at accounts. I am very bad at SFM at final level. मुझे forex समझ ही नहीं आता. So CA का export होना सब में जरूरी नहीं है, but it is expectation, but not necessary. Awesome, awesome, Bhumika. I think, Shanika, it will be better if you go with question banks as well. More the questions you practice, the better it is. Always, always. MCQ booklet भी काफी अच्छी है, but I think if you practice a lot, if you spend a lot of time, वो कम पड़ जाती है, right? But it is more than enough. But if you are like very dedicated, then वो थोड़ी कम पड़ जाती है, is what I feel. Almost, yes, he will. Yes, yes. Co-generic, concentric, the same thing. Same thing. Co-generic, concentric, same thing. Cool. Let us conclude this session for today. Sriram, your answer hasn't come. But no worries. Let's take your answer in the next session. Thursday, let's take your Airtel wala answer. And then we'll start with strategic alliance. I'll upload all these PPTs today. By evening, probably Sham tak I'll upload. And you can refer these things, right? Got it. Aditi, I am not very aware of any question bank, but probably I'll figure it out. Next session tak I'll find out if I can find some good resources and then I'll let you know. Right? Okay, we have answered Sriram. That is right. I also think it's concentric because I was reading your example. I also thought it's concentric. So that is right. All right, guys. With that, let's end today's session. Thank you everyone who's joined in, and I'll see you in the next one on Thursday with Strategic Alliance Chapter 4 continue. Thank you everyone. Take care.